These are the Nitro Reports from McLeod Racing in Southern California with Donnie Couch and Darr Hawthorne. Presented by your racing friends at Good Vibrations Motorsports, where you'll find performance parts, fuel systems, safety equipment, and superchargers. Sold worldwide at dragparts.com. Stith Printing and Legends of Nitro for all your branding, t-shirt screen printing, starting line team shirts, and embroidery. And home of the new Famoso Raceway Vintage Collection at stithprinting.com. And Benchmark RV Center, offering custom coachwork, painting, reliable maintenance, repairs, and service with an extensive selection of parts and accessories to personalize your recreational vehicle at benchmarkrv.com. I'm Bruce Barker. Now, here are Donnie Couch and Darr Hawthorne with the Nitro Reports.
Hey Donnie, it's another Nitro Reports.
Darr, it's been a while. Thanks for everybody for tuning in, and we're here to update you on the reunions.
Yeah, we've been through a year of nothing, and then all of a sudden we got 3 races in a row with Boise with the Igniter, and one of the amazing things that came out of that is Bobby Cottrell won at Boise,
Which they hadn't been able to do, right?
and he did win one before, but he was able to win over Mike Peck, Sr., driving that Camaro. Then the same car appears in the finals against Bobby and Bucky at the Good Vibrations March meet in May with Junior driving it.
Yeah.
I mean, that is some consistent car if he's able to do...
Well, I understand they got the tune-up from... It was a Mac Attack car.
Mm-hmm.
Mike McIntyre, great family. They're running the big show now and doing very well. And when they bought the car, they got the tune-up book, and they are tuning by the crew. Everybody's got input on what the tune-up is, and they're going by the basics they had from the tune-up book.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's something that each crew chief records. You know, where the compression was, what nitro, what counterweight, what was the track temperature. You know, valuable information, and they're going by that, and the car's been running on track to what it used to run.
Well, I think, too, one of the things that's happened, according to talking to Mike Sr., is that he spends every available hour going through every nut and bolt and every piece of that motor and every piece of that car before they even load it.
Well, you know, you have to.
Yeah.
Those things they're on nitro, and if something's going to happen, you know, it's going to happen on nitro. If you don't want any trouble, don't pull those coil wires off, is our saying with the crew chiefs. But that's a great group up there. Mike, of course, I know he drove for another team up there, and he didn't have the success driving. And
I think it's a whole different thing having your own car, too.
Well, I always believed him as a driver. But, you know, if the car ain't right, it doesn't matter how good a driver you are. You could look pretty bad in these things. And I always supported Mike Peck. He's a good guy and a hardcore racer, and he's doing a good job on his own.
And so is his son.
Yeah, right?
2 runner-up finishes with 2 different drivers.
Runs in the family.
That's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Now, you and I were talking earlier about Dan Horan, who dominated the Good Vibrations March meet in May, but he dominated it with a 426, and he's got Pete Kaiser on his side, and all of a sudden that car is repeating low ET on the round, and I mean, it's just amazing how good that car's running.
Well, one thing about it, Pete Kaiser has a lot of talent. He's very methodical, he's very organized, and you know, he has a big long history of running these fuel dragsters, and you know, his parents ran a top fuel flat bottom, the Crazy Horse, which is crazy enough, but one of my favorite boats back in the 70s when I first started going to boat races and stuff. And
my wife and kid are here, my parents are here. This is all about family to me. You know, I won this race in '95. I was 25 years old, and this is about family to me. The only reason I do this, if my family didn't do this, I wouldn't do this. I love it. but I love it because my family loves it. My parents raced boats when I was a kid. I grew up in the sport. My kids grew up in the sport. I met my wife in the March meet of 2000, and here she is. I mean, 21 years later, we're here.
And this car's a tribute to
fuel.
Dan's dad.
Yeah, this car's a tribute to Dan, Digger Dan. I mean, it's family.
Good job. Good to
Me and Dan raced against each other in the early 90s, and people gave me and Dan no chance together working. And he's the best guy I've ever raced with. We like to race. We race hard. That's what we do. After we race, we party hard too. But we're here to win. That's the only reason we're here.
You made a difference in this car.
I live and die this car. This car stays in my house, and that's how it works. I mean, I love the car. I love racing, and I made a difference in the operation. I would like to think that too. Yes.
Like I said, Pete Kaiser doing a great job. They got good equipment over there. That's a Bowen dragster, and it seems to work pretty good.
Nothing wrong with what Sean Bowen builds.
No, he does a great job. That whole family back east in Michigan. But, you know, it's history repeats itself, Darr. I mean, I remember back in the days, everybody had 392s, and there was only a few late model Hemis out there. And it started slowly taking over. And I don't know, you know, I think more parts became available, and blocks and stuff were readily available. And the 392 blocks, they were, you know, getting them out of junkyards. They used that motor a lot to irrigate crops, and they were buying them from farms and stuff. So who knows, you know, how many miles those blocks out on them.
Well, all the late model ones are coming out of Alan Johnson.
Yeah. Well, the blocks too. You know, they started making the cast aluminum Hemis 392s. So now there's parts available for them, but there's a lot of teams that think that they can make those cars run with a 426 motor in it. I know the Cheetah car, they tried for a while. They didn't have much success. They had spurts of success, but not consistently. Pete Kaiser's come along and made that car consistent, and Dan's doing a good job of driving it. You can't take that away from him.
In the NHRA rules package, it says if you're going to run a 426, you got to run a 2-speed. Is that good or bad?
Well, yeah, you could gear that thing, you know, different.
Like a mother coming out of the hole.
Yeah. And the important thing is to get the car launched. It's got to have a good 60-foot time and get rolling to get the good ETs and, you know, to win races, put on those win lights. And
plus, you're not going through the lights at 11,000.
Yeah, exactly.
Like grenade.
Exactly. You know, and they got that little tire on there too. You know, they don't run the tire like Nostalgia Funny cars. They got the small tire on it, and you know, that's a tough class to run.
Good Vibrations Motorsports specializes in the parts you need for gas, alcohol, and nitro engines. If you're muscling a funny car or top fueler down the quarter mile, cutting a rooster tail across the lake, or cruising the boulevard, Good Vibrations has the blower and fuel system solutions for your personal ride and race car. If you want to go fast, really fast, then Good Vibrations Motorsports is ready to hear from you at goodvibesracing.com. Stith Printing is your leader in corporate and individual identity marketing with over 3 decades of delivering the best quality garments for your budget and promotions. At Stith Printing, we offer in-house design, providing strong graphic solutions for any project with fabric screen printing or high-density embroidery. Stith's diverse background and attention to detail gets the job done on time and on budget, then ships the job to your door. Whether you field an international racing team, a statewide construction company, a local softball team in a church league, or the convenience store down the street, Stith Printing has the crew to deliver your next printing and branding project.
Donnie, where that? heck are you? I know you're at a wedding, but you sure have been here, buddy. Could have had a cocktail together.
Thanks, man. So you won the March meet. There were a lot of very tough competitors. This field is getting harder and harder every year.
Well, Johnny West came in and just showed us how it's done this weekend, and I felt really bad. We had a clutch problem. I couldn't stage it properly. I feel like this win is a little diminished by that. He's a great competitor. I've watched him for years. I have a lot of respect for him, so it's a little bittersweet, but I'm going to smile, and I know it's drag racing. I'm going to take this win, and we're going to enjoy it. And I want to thank the Bowsers and everyone for having this show. We're really happy, had a great time.
Man, you were blowing a lot of fuel out there, and you were pointing to all of your crew guys.
It was a mess.
And everybody's trying to find a tool.
I couldn't reach the thing, so I'm like, I about wore my hand out pointing at it, but I get a little worked up in there sometimes. But I tried to put on a show for the fans and get down the track, but we did good last night. That was a good run for us. We've been fighting it for a while. We got Goodyears and different wheelie bars on it. This is one of Dale Worsham's old cars, and he's helped us out a little bit too, but a lot of people have helped us. Really appreciative. Dan Call, but really my crew, Scott Sharp, Greg Larson, my son Ethan Gates, Mike Whitmer, Zach, Peter. Fantastic crew supporting me along the way. And
Congratulations on winning the Good Vibrations March meet.
Thanks, Darr. Thank you.
Well, Donnie, we were talking about your old days, and I had mentioned, well, while we were taking a break for commercials, that they ran the Nitro wayback machine. Brian Loans was doing that for NHRA.com, and there was a part in there where you were racing Garlits at the Gator Nationals, and Pastorini had one of those lines like that, "We couldn't have done this without Donnie Couch."
Well, some good times racing with Dan. Of course, he came from NFL football. He was just had so much concentration in that car, and the car ran good. It was a Swindle car, and it worked good. And you know, we did good. We had no money, and we were going from race to race. And Dan was trying everything he could. Very popular guy, and he could drive a car. And we proved that at Atlanta. We won. And we didn't even have tires for the car to run the final. So the Blue Max had left because we got rained out on Sunday, had to come back Monday. And the Blue Max left and threw a set of tires they weren't going to use in the trash. So we got them and mounted them, put them on the car, won the race, beat Gene Snow, who Dan had bought that car from Gene Snow. You know, and it was just a good day. And to bring somebody from another sport and to have them win against that caliber of people. Yeah. And it was just one of my greatest victories. And I talked to Dan Steele today, and we relish on that. And of course, Brian Loans, thank you for doing things on us and bringing back that time machine. Right?
That's it.
Brian does a great job out there.
Well, I wanted to talk briefly about down at Good Vibrations Motorsports, as we had mentioned earlier. You know, the Civca coming back, but that father-son team is there working. But with as much as they got going on, they also have some of the most detailed parts lists that you can get anywhere if you're going to run a fuel or gas or blown or injected motor in your street machine or on a drag strip or a boat.
Well, they have good pricing and they have the stuff in stock. I have built probably 6 funny cars out of there and 3 boats, and I get the support from James and Jim, and everything's there. It's 2 miles from my house. So,
yeah, right.
When you got to go chase parts and only go 2 miles, that's a gimme. I got to do that every day, and it's just a good family, and I do all my business with them at Good Vibrations and continue to help them.
And Jameer was one of the ones that got us to do this show initially.
Yeah, right.
So James Mayer, you won the Good Vibrations March meet.
I did. Wasn't easy. Had to take out my dad in round 1, and then I had Tony in round 2, which made it tough, and got to face Ortiz in the final. And it's first time for him. He's been racing Civica for 30 years. First time for him for a final round, so couldn't have been any better. And all the races were super close, so super excited, and I'm glad we got it done. And we got it done in May.
I think you surprised a lot of people at the quality of the cars that are in Civica and in Double B Funny Car.
Yeah, I think we put on a killer show, man. Every car went down side by side. We did side by side burnouts. Didn't make a mess on the track or anything. So I think we put on a pretty good show with the car count we had, and hopefully have more next time.
Well, congratulations, man.
Thanks, appreciate it.
But they're just incredible people, and they're really passionate about the sport and their customers.
Absolutely. Then and also, there's a whole bunch of new stuff from Stiff, and I shot some video of all of the shirts now that Kevin's got on his gigantic trailer that Ronnie Young built for him.
Oh, he's got it?
Oh, it's
What's he
gorgeous.
tow it with?
He's got a diesel dually,
Wow.
but it's I did just a couple of pans through some of the shirts that are there, and boy, if the new West Coast Funny Car Factory shirt, which can be differentiated from all others by it says Donnie Couches.
Saw that. I appreciate it. And Kevin Stiff, I made a comment about how nice the Great Expectations Top Fuel Dragster, Nostalgia Top Fuel Dragster, how great the shirt looked. And he sent me one of those shirts for Father's Day, and a War Wagon fuel altered.
That's a beautiful shirt too.
Both of them are. Well, all of his shirts are.
Yeah.
But these are fresh and new, and nobody had them. And I was strutting around on Father's Day with them. Of course, we saw the War Wagon run 304. It's the fastest fuel altered in the world.
300 plus. I don't know.
It was
what the number.
303 something, and they ran. God, I want to say 303.90, and the run before that, Wilkerson ran 303.60. So they just cut it out. And those boys, all that War Wagons from Texas, and David Kirkland and that whole crew. They did a great job, and they're all from Texas, and it was really good to see them get the record. So hats off to that team.
Well, go to Stith Printing and look at the Legends of Nitro line. There's a couple of different lines of shirts there, but you can also find the Donnie Couches West Coast Funny Car Factory shirt, the new shirt. That's
I like that. Yeah. Kevin, thank you for everything, and thank you for supporting the show.
And also now, it looks like we've got two new sponsors coming on board, but one of them I know for sure is Benchmark RV out in Sun Valley.
Mike and Jeanette O'Brien.
And one of the things that Jeanette said was, we're not just a service place, we're coach builders out there too. If you need remodeling done, or you need a painting, or remodeling of your motor coach,
they do everything.
Great place, lots of indoor facilities. Your rig isn't being done out in the sun.
Out in a mud field or something. It's a professional facility, whether you're storing your RV there or having it serviced. They'll prep it right before you go out on your vacation, and then when you're done your vacation, you pull up and you just walk away. They drain all the tanks and prep everything for storage again. So, I've had a trailer. It's a lot of work doing all that. So
and it takes up a lot of your backyard too.
Yeah, exactly. So, you can just imagine older couples buying these big RVs and stuff. You're not going to see Grandpa out there draining the gray water and stuff like that.
No.
They take care of all that, and just a great facility and great people. So thank you, Benchmark RV, for supporting us.
We're back. I wanted to everybody to know that United Nitro Funny Cars will be up at Seattle at Pacific Raceways, July 23rd, with an 8-car show, maybe a 10-car show, running a modified Chicago format, where everybody makes 2 runs and the 2 quickest funny cars come back for a final round for a nice big payout. But if you're up in the Northwest, come on by on the 23rd of July for the United Nitro Funny Cars and Good Guys. This is one of the great events that they put on that has drag racing on Friday night and then an awesome car show. I am staying over the weekend because I want to go to Puyallup and see this car show. It's got cars and builders that you just won't see any other place.
Yeah.
There's a lot of guys in the Pacific Northwest who do not travel.
They come out of the woodwork.
Yeah, and I just saw some absolutely stunning cars when I was up there a couple of years ago. So I'm really looking forward to it. It's going to be a good little vacation.
Yeah, nice.
And then,
hopefully the temperature goes down because it's been record. They've had record highs since the beginning of recording.
I assume you're going to make the reunion. No more weddings?
Well, that's my plans, but anything can happen, Darr.
Right.
I mean, I got a daughter out there, and luckily she's in college and not talking about getting married. But yeah, I don't want to miss a reunion. I got a brand new car I built for Steve Romanazzi. He had the former Warrior funny car, and we won the 2007 March meet with it. And after that, Steve, sold everything. So we built a car, a brand new Victory car, a Brad Anderson motor, all the latest stuff. It's just a thing of beauty. And there's one more part to the puzzle we're looking for is a truck and trailer.
Yeah, if anybody's got one that would hold a brand new funny car.
Yeah. Well, we want to get a toter home and a nice trailer. They're hard to come by. Everybody's buying them, and they're very expensive.
Yeah, there's people just buying toter homes just to use them as a motor home.
Yeah, exactly.
Just for small space camping.
Well, and all the sprint car guys are using them, and just everywhere you look, everybody's got a toter home and a trailer, and they're very handy. And that's my choice of a transportation vehicle now. We went and looked at an 18-wheeler close by my house, and it was good to go. And we decided, it doesn't have the right motor in this tractor. They have a lot of trouble with that motor. And, you got to have a CDL to drive it. You got to have permits in every state. You got to stop at the weigh stations. And it gets pretty difficult with that. Just to find a Class A driver, that wants to take off and drive your stuff around that you can trust.
I know for quite a while, Don Nelson was having a buddy of his from I think it was Wyoming fly in to Paso and take the toter and rig up to Boise or wherever.
Yeah,
because he did have a CDL, and he was somebody that Don could trust. It was.
Well, you got your whole investment, race car, and spare parts, everything in that truck and trailer, and you can't just put anybody in it.
No.
And my driving days are over. I could drive them, and I started out with Billy Meyer. We had the first 18-wheeler out there.
I heard you started out before you had your license.
Yeah, I didn't have a driver's license, and we didn't even have permits or nothing, and we drove across the United States, and we'd pull into these weigh stations and make sure you had plenty of T-shirts to take to the weighmaster. But, that didn't always work, because if John Forrest drove ahead of you, he had already given them hats and T-shirts and stuff. So they didn't want none of our
They had
junk.
wardrobe.
Yeah, they didn't want none of our junk. But we had a lot of experiences on the road, learning the way, and finally got my CDL, and I was legal and everything. But then we started getting pulled over. The truck was over length, and
that thing was huge. I remember when you'd pull into a track, and I was like, well,
NHRA would say, "Get that cattle truck out of here. Go park it in the back." And that didn't go very good with Billy Meyer.
No.
He was an innovator at all that stuff, and now everybody's got an 18-wheeler or toter home
or more.
trailer. And it's just incredible. Racing with Billy Meyer, just having that big truck and trailer, and his reasoning for having it was bigger billboard for his sponsors and everything. And then as we drove all around the country racing, he was talking about building a track, and a better track where you can bring your wives to, that was clean, and they had clean restrooms, and the sponsors could be up in a suite instead of hanging out by the ropes and everything. And I for years he talked about all this, and every track we went to, he goes, I wouldn't do this, or I'm going to change this. And, you know, he built the Texas Motorplex, and is still the staple of the sport out there.
I hadn't been there for 20 years. When I went back for Funny Car Chaos, I was like, this place is really together. Every part of this thing works. And his daughter, Christine, she runs the place, and like Billy said, and he held the door for us going into the hospitality area. He says, oh, no, I don't run this place anymore. No, my daughter runs it, and the banks own it.
Yeah, well, she does a great job.
Yeah. And all the times that we saw her climbing up over the fence to save 5 minutes on, to get in and take care of something was like, man, you just don't see people like that.
Yeah, she was shagging water, cases of water into the suite and everything. And actually, prior to that race, they had the big ice storm, and all the pipes froze in the tower and all the suites, and just flooded the whole thing.
I can't wait to see when they finish remodeling, and it's going to be awesome.
They had to tear out all the walls, and it was all exposed during the Funny Car Chaos race, but it didn't matter.
Yeah.
That was one of the best races we'd seen all year, and the hospitality was great. Thanks to you, Christine, and Billy Meyer, and we just had a good time.
Well, yeah, and I hope we can get some UNFC funny cars in there next year as we expand that schedule for United Nitro Funny Cars.
Yeah.
Into the Motorplex, hopefully into Denver, hopefully into Famoso. But I think there's a lot of opportunity. And I don't know if you saw, but I was on the Zoom conference call when the Spokane County Commissioners were deciding on selling Spokane County Raceway, and they sold it to the Kalispell Indians last night.
Really?
Yep, 7 million. I think it was 7.
So what's going to happen with the track?
They claim that they want to keep it as and then I spoke with one guy I know with Chris Davis up in Spokane. He said that they want to take part of it and make it into a water park and have the drag strip there, so it's a multi-use facility. If it's a water park, they can make enough off of that in a month to pay that loan back.
It's a great facility.
Oh, awesome.
To run nostalgia races because it's a nostalgic track. They get a lot of people in there.
And there's not a bad seat in those grandstands.
No, you're right there on top of the cars. And a lot of Canadians come down because it's close, and they sell a lot of beer there. And it's just a great track. I don't know would they hire Craig Smith to come back because they'd have to bring the timing devices back.
I would imagine they're going to go on the market and talk with get a new set of timing in there and new tractor and stuff like that. I mean, certainly from what I'm hearing, for the bidding war that they got into, because originally it was going to be 4.7 million, and then all of a sudden it turned to 5 million, and then it turned to 5.7 to 6, and then I don't recall the number that they ended up with on the final sale, but it was pretty clear that nobody was going to keep up with the bidding.
They have that casino there on the property.
It's a gorgeous casino.
It's a great casino, and they got good entertainment there, and good food, and good drinks.
Yeah, last time I was up there, they had ZZ Top in the arena. I was like, okay.
Yeah, no, they do pretty good, and the Longhorn Barbecue down the street.
Yep.
So Claudia and the family over there are still cooking good ribs, and we just love to go to Spokane.
Yeah, I hope it survives, but
Don Garlitz flew over at a half track one year.
In Spokane?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, there's a video of it on YouTube at Spokane. This is after New Jersey.
So Donnie, we're deep into the season. What do you see for the Boise night fires?
I see a lot of cars coming out of the woodwork because everybody's been on lockdown. And you go to any race now, and there's good car counts, and the people are just coming out. They want to get out of their houses, and they want to have a good time. Mm-hmm. So talk to Bobby Hilton, who had just a horrible fire back there in Bowling Green. Talked to him today, and they're getting that car repaired, get it back up to Boise. So they're working hard. They actually broke a roller on a lifter and had that big fire. It blew the oil pan off the car.
Well, and in your prediction on Nitro Reports a couple of months ago for the Good Vibrations March meet, you said it was going to be Bobby Hilton and Bobby McLennan in the final.
Yeah.
You got half of it.
Yeah.
But then I also got so much shit from Dan Horan. And I'm glad you weren't there to take the heats.
Well, you know, you and Dan have history, so.
Oh, yeah. God, I've known Dan. You know, I mean, you and I have both known Dan since, what, 2002?
Yeah, we like
that?
Dan, but
Yeah.
he can be difficult sometimes.
Yeah.
But we like him, and he's doing a great job, and he's smart enough to hire Pete Kaiser, so he ain't too bad.
So I think, you know, the Firebird Night Fires, I think is going to be an awesome race, you know, going into the California Hot Rod Reunion. This, you know, everybody's going to be trying their stuff, and it's far enough, it's close enough to the Midwest to where a lot of those guys are going to come out.
Like see Jimmy Young and his group come out there.
Absolutely.
But, you know, Boise plus the new family up there takes care of everybody. It's like racing at Bakersfield because the Bowsers take care of everybody, and everybody enjoys racing with them and for them. And the new family is kind of modeled after the Bowser family.
Mm-hmm.
Their track and the way they treat people, and that means a lot to these racers. And you know, it's going to be a barn burner. I hope I can get up there. Hopefully there's no more weddings for me.
Yeah, well,
right?
You know, there's enough weddings in this world right now.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for watching. We will see you again next month. We're going to put a whole bunch of pieces together to make this a magical Nitro Reports, as always. And appreciate you guys watching. He's Donnie Couch, I'm Darr Hawthorne, and we'll see you soon.
Thanks for tuning in, folks.